Hello and welcome to a new tutorial series on how to make a Chrome extension. I'm so excited to begin this video tutorial series because I think Chrome extensions are fabulous. They're a great way to really show excellent functionality and to link it to an existing app or making something new. Here are some of the things you'll learn as part of this video series. Number one, how to set up a Chrome extension project. So we'll think about architecture and setting up the folders, where the manifest should be, where the background scripts and the API stuff should live. Number two, how to build and style the pop-up window and how to accept input. I'm going to give you a demo of what we're going to build after I explain what you'll learn so you can get a better idea. But this pop-up window is really what you're going to see once you click on the little icon at the top here. Number three is how to validate user input. So if a user enters some date that's incorrect, you can validate that and tell them, hey, the date is incorrect. Number four, how to read and save data. So saving and reading data are very important as part of a Chrome extension. I will show you how to save it locally and how to persist that data even past updating the Chrome extension or updating their Chrome browser. Number five is how to make API calls. So we'll be firing calls to a third-party endpoint and fetching and saving data, and that will be shown to you and how to do this in the background as well. Number six is how to listen for lifecycle events like installation or upgrades. If the Chrome extension is updated, maybe we want to perform a certain task, and I'll show you how to do that. Number seven is how to run a job continuously in the background. So if the Chrome extension is not open and you want to run a task repeatedly in the background, I'm going to show you how to do that. And finally, how to create and show notifications. So browser notifications are a very important part of this application we're going to be building. And so we want to make sure that we show notifications the right way. So now let's talk about what you should know prior to getting into this video tutorial series. You need to know a little bit of the basics of JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. You don't need to be an expert in it, and frankly, as long as you know a little bit about these three, you're good. In fact, the CSS is going to be very, very minimal. We'll be using a third-party library called Bulma to do all of our styling. The HTML is going to be pretty minimal as well. The JavaScript will be a little heavier, so I expect a bit more basic knowledge on that. But it's nothing crazy, and I think if you have the fundamentals down of JavaScript, you'll be able to do this tutorial very easily. And number two, you should probably have a Chrome browser so you can use your new extension. As we create this, we'll be able to load the extension when we develop and look at our changes in real time. These are just some of the things that you should have prior to entering this tutorial, but it's not really going to be anything crazy. So next I'm going to talk about what we're building. The application name is called Global Entry Drops. So you can tell I already kind of have it up here because I've developed it so I can show you. When you click on this little icon, it opens a pop-up window. In here, the user can select a variety of details. Global entry is just something to make the process of coming back into America a little easier. So finding an interview date so you can go through all of your background check and everything is kind of difficult depending on where you're located. If you want to find something at a big airport next to you, you may have to wait months or even a year out just to get an interview date. But fortunately, a lot of people will schedule an interview date and then cancel it because something comes up. The goal of this Chrome extension application is to find the earliest interview that drops and prompt the user for it so that they can register immediately. The user can enter the location that they're interested in finding interviews for. Then they can select the date criteria of when they first want to start looking and where they would like it to end. So for me, for example, maybe I want to find an interview next year between January and March. And I'll put those inputs in here, and then I'll do a save and start, which will save the data locally to the Chrome browser. It'll run, which will call a background task that will fire an API call to fetch all of the new interviews. Once an interview is found that meets these criteria that we've listed here, we'll prompt the user with a notification that, hey, this interview is dropped at this time and place. Click here to go and register. And then they can do that immediately. They can hit stop whenever they're ready. We'll have some user input validation in here so that the start date can't be after the end date or the location ID can't be something different. We'll do a little bit of changing of the status here, stopped to running, and we'll enable and disable the buttons here. So I'm very excited to start this tutorial series. This is going to be very valuable to a lot of people. Just the application itself, but also because I'm going to be teaching you some of the fundamentals of building a Chrome extension. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe so I know to make more of these. I'm Jerry Hacks, and I'll see you in the next video.